what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
AI. Absolute Ignorance. With John Reed.
That is me, but it's not just me. I am also joined by two of the smartest human beings I've ever met in my life. I'm talking about the Alan Jackson and Coble Hartman. How you doing, boys?
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Happy New Year.
You guys both had, same to you. Happy New Year. Hope you had a good holiday season. Since we talked last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we took a week off for Christmas.
Did. Yes.
So Christmas was good. How was yours, Alan? Did you do anything fun?
I did absolutely nothing fun.
That's great.
It was a pretty good holiday, though. Didn't really do anything. Actually, I spent most of the time on an edit bench working on a film edit. So that was pretty much, my family did not see me much except for on the computer screen. So it's okay.
Did you escape to your man cave at all?
I did. Actually, I was in the man cave. I was in the man cave the entire holiday.
Well, that's not a bad place to be.
They're like bringing me food in there. Like, it's time to eat, Alan. Here, I'm shoving a plate of food in front of you, and I got to eat on that.
Am I allowed to share with people? Can I describe your man cave to people?
Yeah, sure. And I'll help
really
embellish
awesome.
it if I need to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I've been to Alan's house, and it's nice, and we're just kind of hanging out in the living room, and I saw a bookshelf, and he goes, "Hey, come here, I'm going to show you this bookshelf." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Check this out," and he pulls it, and it's a hidden door. Mm-hmm. And you're like, "Oh, crap, what is this?" Maybe I thought it was like a walk-in closet. You open the door, and it's a whole different, gigantic room where there's like a movie screen and like theater-type seating. Popcorn. I mean, it's gigantic, and it's tits, man. It's great.
Yeah, thank
love
you.
it.
Yeah, I spent 20 years wanting a home theater room, and so I finally got it, and had fun putting it together. It's nice. Except I have a problem right now. This is a technical problem, and Coble, I'm guessing you may not know a quick fix for this. I'm afraid I'm going to have to do some in-depth operations. My projector in my home theater room. It's great. It's beautiful. I love it. It's my favorite thing in the world. But right now it popped up. There is one white pixel on the screen all the time. And what I've read is that is a problem with the chip. There's a chip on the inside of the projector that powers the projector, and that is supposedly a bad chip. And that one white pixel could turn into more white pixels over time.
Like a cancerous projector.
Yes. It is the worst thing in the world because it's all I see when I watch anything on the screen now.
How big is it? I mean,
it's 1 pixel. Seriously. It looks like a star. When they show nighttime scenes in a movie and you see the stars, it looks like a star.
You're like, oh, the pixel's gone.
So it's
and they come back and they're like,
it's
back.
Just one little white point. So if you're watching a movie that has a lot of light and white in it, you might not notice it.
You might not notice it.
If you're watching like Star Wars where it's space, so you might not notice it. But if it's all black,
it's bad.
Oh,
and
man, that's hilarious.
I had, I hosted a screening of a film over the holidays that some people wanted to see, and I just had to make all my apologies beforehand. I'm like, look, there's going to be this one white pixel. It's going to annoy everybody. They all say they didn't really notice it, but it annoys me to no end. It's really tough.
I think what you do is you take a magnet and you just put it on your projector.
Does that fix it?
I think so. Just a magnet from your fridge. Yeah. I did that to one of our TVs when I was a kid and got yelled at, and then it had that big green spot on it forever.
Magnets and electronics in general probably not good. Somebody asked me, he said, well, can you just go up to the screen and paint that one little spot black? I'm like, well, then every time there's a white scene,
that might be worse.
I'm gonna have there's gonna be a black dot up there. It's like,
so what you need is like a little laser pointer that will spew out different colors of light.
Okay,
almost like a projector.
So I need to train one of my sons. Anytime I'm going to watch something, he has to sit there with a laser pointer and hit that pixel on the screen and change color when appropriate to match whatever scene is going on.
I would have him go ahead and watch whatever you're going to watch with friends first, so he can have a good idea. Time it.
He probably needs to have a timeline. It's like, okay, from this minute to this minute, I should be shining blue up there. Then if I need to change it to green, that should be no problem.
Yeah, you got.
I'll just give him the rundown. Like, this is what I'm planning on watching.
You have to get a separate projector for that projector.
Now, I was watching the college football playoffs last night. That might be more challenging for him to match because I can't really tell him ahead of time what color the pixel needs to be during a live football game. So he's just going to have to be quick on his feet. He's just going to have to think quicker.
That is a bummer, though. Well, how are you gonna get a new chip? Are you gonna get a new projector? You're gonna live with it for a while?
I've been living with it for way too long. It's about to drive me insane. It's affecting my sleep. I don't feel like I can rest as well.
Right.
All you see is a little white dot everywhere you go.
White pixel.
It just follows you around.
In my dreams, it's there.
This is why you shaved your beard. You were having a crisis.
I did. I was kind of going through a little bit of a existential crisis for a while.
Yeah.
And what I've read is that I have to purchase a chip and then unfortunately it's not like just I can get one at Amazon or whatever. I mean, these are like some Japanese companies that sell these chips. Texas Instruments actually makes the chip and they do sell it. It's like $250. I have to get it. They ship me the chip. I got to hope it's the right chip. I've looked it up. I believe it's the right one, but there's like thousands of these variations of chips. And then I have to open up the projector and I've got to install the new chip in there, taking the old one out. So I'm kind of just steeling myself up to do that.
Well, I guess what we were saying was Happy New Year, Merry Christmas.
How about you? Got anything exciting from the holidays? Anything interesting? Anybody get any cool technology gifts? Anything?
I got my wife a new Apple Watch.
Oh, good.
Ooh, nice. The newest one, the biggest one. You know how I do, Alan.
You got them before they went off the market.
Yeah, they just banned
Did you hear
them.
about that?
Oh, yes.
You
Apparently
can't buy them as of December 28th or something like that. So they you got them just in time.
I did. I went to I got it at Target. I just went to the electronics section in Target, and I just got the biggest one. Like in November, I did that. So yeah, I beat the deadline, huh?
Yeah, you did. You're very fortunate with that. So.
Yeah.
And I got my stepson a new iPhone.
Oh, cool! Wow, you are.
Yeah,
you are a good stepdad.
Yeah. I spent a lot of money. I spent a lot of money this year, but yes, I'm hoping it will come back to me in kindness. You know.
So, but I know this isn't technology related, and we are going to get to some tech stories, but we haven't talked in a while. We got to catch up. Do you guys? Well, okay, not Coble. Coble, you're out of this conversation. John, Anita, do you get Christmas gifts from your family, or as you being like the father in the household, you're just kind of the giver and nobody really buys you anything? What's your deal?
Well, this is new, first Christmas with my wife and step family in this new house.
Yeah.
So what Jody and I said was like, we're going to get gifts for her kids and put both of our names on it. Mm-hmm. And I'll get a gift for my son, Tucker, and we'll put both of our names on it. So we're doing the sharing thing that way. Okay. But she still loves getting small gifts for her kids and putting a stocking little thing here and there. Okay. But yeah, I got gifts from my wife, but she also put her kids' names on it. So one time I opened a gift. It's from her. Like I opened a gift. It was a hat. And I opened it, and it said from Tate. And I pulled the hat. I was like, "Thanks, Tate. Where'd you get this?" And he's like, right, Mom." Okay. So,
all right. So I'm starting to feel like my family's really phoning it in right now, because I didn't get squat. And now, to be clear, I have said all along, all year round, I don't want anything for Christmas. I really don't like people buying me gifts. I enjoy giving the gifts. I don't need anything. If I want something pretty much throughout the year, I get it myself. I don't really need a gift at Christmas.
Yeah.
But I still bought my wife a gift because I just felt like I wanted to.
Yeah, well, she never said she didn't want a gift, did she?
Right. No, she didn't say that. So I still got her.
You're still on the hook for giving the gift.
I still got her a gift. But, all the gifts are being passed around. Everybody opens their gifts. I'm like, I didn't get a single damn thing. Like nothing.
The way you wanted it.
It is the way I wanted it. But I'm kind of, I got a little buyer's remorse now that maybe I shouldn't have thrown that out in the universe. And anyway, oh well.
Well, yeah, I get it. I mean, we are supposed to be, the dude of the house who buys things, and your enjoyment's supposed to be watching the happiness on everyone's faces as they open it. But sometimes the act of giving a gift, I mean, you feel good that you got them a gift, right?
Yeah.
And that made you happy.
I do. Yeah.
Now,
I feel that also less good after realizing I wasn't getting squat.
You look down at your pile and you go, okay.
Yeah. But a little less good about it. But anyway, yeah.
Did your wife or your kids notice your unhappiness for not getting a gift?
I don't know if they did or not, and I kind of don't even want to explore that, because if they did notice and they still didn't do anything about it, I'm kind of bothered by that.
Well, what I'm saying is sometimes when you give a gift, it makes you feel good to give it. And if you're saying don't give me a gift, you're depriving them of that happiness of giving you the gift.
Right.
So you can look at it that way. You can go like, guys, I was selfish last year because I told you not to get me a gift, and that ruined your happiness. I want to be able to make you happy. So if you want to get me a gift.
So I would like a gift.
I will allow
of at least this amount of money. That will make me then once again feel like I'm making you happy by being able to give me a gift. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Right. Do your kids and wife think that you're hard to shop for? Do you ever
Probably.
hear that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because again, I just, I'm not, if there's something I really want, I will
just go get it. Yeah.
And I'm to the point where I can't buy for other people very good either. I generally get them stuff that's I either know they can exchange, or if it's just money, they can just take. Because it's so hard for anybody. I mean, how do you know what really people want and what they use? And also,
I think the best thing to do these days, and we played Dirty Santa with my family, and at a Christmas party, we just played Dirty Santa. And the idea of Dirty Santa is just buy a gift in the $25 range, something goofy, something that you would never buy yourself, but, random. Yeah. And then if you want to put a little extra money in it for like a family member that's maybe like a son, like, okay, well, I got to spend more on him because that's my boy. So I'll put it. Yeah. I think that's the best way to do it. You don't have to think too hard.
Yeah, just
instead of like, well, I mean, I knew that Jody definitely wanted the Apple Watch, and Tate needed a new phone. So
you knew.
Other than that, I was like, I knew what I was going to get, but for sometimes I don't know what I'm going to get. Like Tucker, my son, I'm like, I know he just bought a house as well. He just got married, and I know that they need things for the house, and so I just bought a $250 gift card from Home Depot.
Perfect. Yeah.
But I put that inside of a big box.
Yeah.
That had
you do that
other
too.
Random bull crap in it.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do, is to put a gift card at the bottom of a really big box and just fill it with crap and like.
Right. So I was at my mom's wrapping this gift, or she was helping me wrap it. I was like, Mom, I want to do this as the idea. I want to put the gift card in there at the very bottom. But is there anything in this house that you don't want anymore? And she's like, oh, well, here. And she opened up this cupboard that we never go into, these old figurines of lighthouses. Oh. Just a random ceramic old lighthouse, and we wrapped that with and she go, oh, look, here's some old tablecloths. I've never opened these. Oh, here's some oven mitts I've never used. And so we just started stuffing stuff in there. And the funny thing is, because no one ever wants to hurt your feelings, even if it's a bad gift, so Tucker opens it and he sees it's a lighthouse, and he's like, oh, okay. Well, this is, we could put this in, and look at here. Oh, oven mitts. Oh, we always need oven mitts. We got. So he was trying to justify the dumb gifts.
You try to be nice.
And I was laughing at that. I'm like, keep going. You'll get to the big one. But anyway, well, Mark Hunt, our friend from Carolina Reaper.
Yes.
Has, and I'm not going to drift too far into this because I want to save it for Carolina Reaper. Sure. I was making small talk on a text chain. I'm like, yeah, why don't you just bring in one gift that you got for Christmas? And he's like, some of us don't get gifts, man. I'm like, okay, well, I don't believe you. I know he got a dog. And then this whole thing, but he bought that himself. He bought himself a puppy. Mm-hmm. And then, but it turned into how, like, he was belittling me for getting gifts because it's supposed to be for kids. Like, Christmas is only for children, apparently. According to Mark, you're not allowed to receive a gift if you're an adult. And we're going to get into that tonight on Carolina Reaper.
It appears that Mark's philosophy got hammered into my family this year.
Right.
So that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't agree with it.
Yeah. I mean, Coble, you got your parents some gifts.
Yeah, I got everyone gifts. I got
wait a minute. Parents. You bought your parents gifts?
I've been buying my parents gifts for as long as I've been able to buy my parents gifts, and so have my brothers. So sorry, Alan.
I think I started doing it once I got a job. Yeah, they never got you a gift ever.
I have 3 boys.
Yeah, I have 2. My parents have 3 boys too. We all get our parents gifts.
Now, Alan, has this always been the case, or is this just this year?
No, I don't think I've ever gotten a gift.
You know what's funny, Alan?
And the thing is, I would also go with the idea that, they weren't working, but now one of them works full time.
Gift. Not a card?
No gift. Yeah. One of them is going to med school or getting ready to go to med school. And granted, I get with him, he doesn't have money at all. Like he is saving up for med school. I get that. But yeah, the one that's working and living at home right now, I'm like, he could have pulled something out.
Yeah.
You want to know what I got my parents?
I kind of don't, because I think it's going to make me feel really bad.
It will. Because
go ahead. Tell
before you got in here, he told me.
Yeah, it's a Panasonic GH5
camera, right?
Yeah,
nice camera.
He knows what a GH5 is.
So you bought your parents a camera.
Oh. Yeah.
How much was it?
Okay.
I don't know if I want to say for Alan's sake.
I mean, it's at least 4 digits.
Lean over and whisper to my ear.
It was $1,100.
Oh, okay. Yeah, don't tell Alan that.
Good thing he couldn't hear that. You know what I'm saying?
This is disappointing.
Sorry, Alan. Look, so just go ahead and tell him next year, get me a cheap, dumb gift. I always need socks. Just say, give me some new socks. And then they'll be like, okay, we got to give him something.
No, they'll get me socks at a minimum. That's what I'll get.
Yeah.
I will get 1 pair of socks.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, here you go, Dad. You said you wanted socks.
You'll probably just pull them out of the drawer that you already have and rewrap them.
Yeah.
And it's not like funny socks, just a normal white pair.
Just a white pair of crew socks. Like, here you go.
Right with a hole in it. All right, let's get to some AI talk,
all right, that's
boys.
Fine. This is depressing.
Merry Christmas.
Let's move on for Alan.
Yeah. I was just in Toledo, Ohio, and Dayton, Ohio, and I have been talking about this very podcast on the stage.
Oh, okay.
And I have been telling people, it's called artificial intelligence, AI. No, I started the conversation off by saying, what do you guys think of artificial intelligence? And people will either boo or they'll be excited about it. And I tell them, that's what I have. I feel like I have artificial intelligence. I think I know things, but I don't. That's the word artificial. It's it's not real, And then I get into what the actual podcast is, and I read them a comedy bit that ChatGPT wrote.
Yes.
In the style of me. And it's been getting laughs.
Well, I was at your show.
That's right.
John.
You were there.
I was at the Charlotte show where you did that. And I was generally really surprised how funny it was.
Wow. Right. And was this ChatGPT 4 or was it ChatGPT 3?
The first one. Because I haven't gone in there and changed.
I think he's on 4 though, Coble.
Yeah, the one that the payment, the one that you have to pay for, the number 4.
Yeah, but I did this a while back. I mean, the material.
Okay.
It's not. I didn't just do it. I mean, it's when we first started doing this, I wrote it down, but I copy and paste. But anyway, yeah, there's a line in there that I don't even understand. It says something about because I love trucks, I can haul all my stuff around, my guns, my dog, and my Confederate flag.
I remember this.
And then that gets a weird laugh because I'm making a weird face at it. I'm like, just kidding. And it wrote this, just kidding. I don't have a Confederate flag. I have a picture of Dolly Parton.
Yes.
Which I don't understand.
I remember.
Why it thinks that. And sometimes Dolly Parton gets a big laugh too, because I guess it's absurd, or does it nonsensical? It doesn't really. Those are two separate, totally things. It's not.
I guess would be it's just a country thing. Like, so, like, instead of like this, you're in the South. Instead of having a Confederate flag, though, you have a picture of Dolly Parton. So, like, they're both attributed to the South, but like, I don't know.
I think it's just the mention of Dolly Parton just gets people's attention. I don't know why I just raised up. I think it's the whole Dolly Parton name. It had nothing to do with the joke. It made no connection whatsoever.
Right.
It's just Dolly Parton. It was a fan favorite, so I think that's all it is.
Right, because everyone loves Dolly Parton. Is it trying to say? Because also Dolly Parton has a lot of LGBTQ fans, like a lot of cross dressers or whatever like to dress up like her. True. Anyway, I don't know if it's that deep into thinking of why it said Dolly Parton, because it's in a picture of Johnny Cash, but it said Dolly Parton. Mm-hmm. Like, why even a picture of anything? A flag is not a picture. It's two separate things. So I don't quite understand it. But it's been working. It's been getting laughs.
But do we think AI, John, is going to... Is AI kind of distorting our view of comedy a little bit? I mean, like you just said, Dolly Parton, that made no sense. Mm-hmm. And it's not something you would have written as a joke. I don't think any human would have written that as a joke. It didn't make any sense. But yet AI tapped into something that made people laugh.
Right.
So is comedy going, if AI is going to get involved in comedy, is it all about just what buzzwords and what phrases can make people laugh, even if it doesn't really work in a joke? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that might be true. I'm also thinking too, it's the way I'm delivering it that also helps.
Oh yeah, well, yes,
because I'm not just I'm getting into it. I'm trying to make it work, and I think there's something. And I'm making weird faces, like when I say Dolly Parton, I'm making like what, like a confused face, like it goes in with my line of thinking. Like why did it write that? That makes no sense. But I think I'm totally going to keep the possum in a persimmon tree.
That's pretty good.
I'll do like that. So maybe what I'll do, because my next gig is in Cincinnati, is I will ask ChatGPT to write a different thing, and I'll read a different one every show. And then, because now we're in January, okay, I'll do this for a year and see how much different material we can get up that actually works, has been tested in front of an audience. Right. You know what I mean?
So still the goal is to see if AI can generate an entire show.
I think
a whole
it will take, if I do it for this whole year, and I change the bits around, give it different topics to talk about, we could make it work. Mm-hmm. It'd be interesting, right? Nice experiment, right?
I think it'd be very, very interesting.
Yeah.
Would you put together a whole tour based on that? Like, this is the AI tour. Well, do you not even want audiences to know? Do you really want to see if you can?
Here's what I'm afraid of. I've been thinking about this, because in the very beginning of this first episode that we did, we said that was kind of the goal of the show, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. I'm starting to think that people won't like it, or they won't give it a chance if they don't think a human being wrote it. Yeah. They would really like it if it were 100% from my brain and my thoughts, if it's coming out of my mouth. I mean, that's what we want as humans, to say, well, I like Bill Burr because that's what Bill Burr says. That's a Bill Burr brain. Has his thoughts. Yeah. Not some computer. So I think I'll keep it a secret, only except for people who have been listening to this podcast.
Okay. So only AI listeners to this podcast will be in on the whole bit that John is planning a future comedy show that is going to be written completely by artificial intelligence.
And what I'd like to do is not only written by, but also performed by using my voice.
Oh, right.
Like what we said when John Hefford was on here. And we make an album and put it on Spotify and see if I can actually make real money.
So, okay. So you can't do this show in person, but here in the VR world, we talked, I think last time we were together.
Yeah.
And John Hefford was with us about the idea of finding a space in this VR world to put on a comedy show.
Yeah.
We have AI write all the jokes. AI reads all the jokes in your voice because we have your voice print we can do that with. And then we have your avatar. So basically we can have your voice play and your avatar will stand up on stage and your mouth will move just like you're talking.
Right.
And you will tell these jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be cool. But also we could technically record an album. Right. You know, and we could make it seem like it was in front of a live crowd. We could just add that.
So we
later.
would fake in laughter and audience background.
Yeah, as if it were a real live performance, and then upload it to streaming services and see if I can make money off of it. I think that'd be an interesting experiment. And if it works, then I'll have it. I'll memorize it. And I'll go do it for real. You know, but I won't tell people. The only people who will know are people who've been listening to this podcast or will have seen me in the VR rooms that we do it, you know.
So, John, I have a question. While we're on this topic of AI generating comedy, if you'll indulge me for a second. So if I go to ChatGPT right now.
Yeah.
And if I ask it to tell a joke in the voice of you, which we've done many times before on the show, so we know what that is. Are you able to coach it? Like if it tells a joke, if you say write a joke about Hemi trucks, and it writes a joke, are you able to kind of coach it? Like, all right, the punchline needs to be a little edgier, or that type of thing. And because you could curate it. I mean, you can
alter it, you can edit, help it out. Yeah, totally. I mean, it would. That's kind of what I did, honestly, with what it wrote the first time. Yeah. Like I cut out, as I've been reading it, there are certain lines that don't need to be said. And so I've cut some lines out and I've kept what works. And you could only do that on stage in front of a real crowd. So you're writing in right now, tell me a joke about rednecks and rebel flags in the voice of comedian John Reap.
All right. So if we're getting a joke.
Here we go.
Oh, he won't do a joke about rebel flags. Okay. That's fine.
Now, wait a second. Now, right here, Coble, can't we do the Dave version of this where it takes off this?
Oh, Dan,
whatever it was.
You can try. I feel like they've gotten really good at working around it.
All right.
But I'll send you the Dan prompt.
That's fine. I just removed the rebel flag. Yeah. Okay, so here's the joke it came up with, John. You said read that joke for us.
Yeah, you said, tell me a joke about rednecks in the voice of comedian John Reap. Yeah. And it says, sure thing. Here's a lighthearted joke in the style of comedian John Reap. You're hanging out with rednecks when their idea of fine dining is a bucket of fried chicken and a 6-pack of beer. And the fancy centerpiece on their table, a can of Skoal tobacco. It's like a culinary masterpiece in the back of a pickup truck. And then it goes on. Remember, humor can be subjective, and this joke is meant to be in good fun without causing offense. So it's being very, very.
It's being very careful. Yeah. But now my question
is, that's not even funny. No. So here's where. So it used the redneck thing by saying, a bucket of chicken, fried chicken, 6-pack of beer, fancy centerpiece on their table, Skoal tobacco. And then it tried to get funny by saying it's a culinary masterpiece in the back of a pickup. Now, it needs more. It's not good. So what you might want to do is get more specific in the asking, right?
Well, I'm just curious if it can go back and edit its own work. Like if I say,
go ahead.
Can you go back and update that joke and make the final sentence funnier?
Right. Okay.
And can it do that? All right. I'm just curious.
See.
And this is 3. Yeah, 3.5.
Of course. Here's an updated version with a funnier twist. Okay, let's see.
Right.
You can always tell you're in the company of rednecks when their idea of fine dining involves a bucket of fried chicken and a 6-pack of beer. Now, right there, that's worded a lot better.
It is worded a little differently, isn't it?
You want to
always tell
what's funny at the end. That's the end of a sentence. Should be
you're in the company of rednecks. That is a new phrase he added to the joke this time around. Okay, yeah.
And guess what? They consider the piece de la resistance on their table a can of Skull tobacco. It's like they're preparing for a gourmet meal in the back of a pickup truck. And that tobacco can, the tobacco can, well, it's the Michelin-starred chef's special secret sauce.
Okay.
Hang on. Well, it's the Michelin chef's.
Yeah, I get it. It's it is funnier.
It is funnier. It got funnier.
It is funnier.
He worded it better.
So can we have him tweak it a little bit more even?
Well, here's what you could use it for is like, all right, well, that spawned an idea. Like you like the idea of using Michelin chef and then throw in there, like, can you say like, update that last sentence to involve Michelin tires as well. Maybe some kind of comparison that he's got Michelin tires with a Michelin. I don't know. I'm just trying to see if it can combine the two somehow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm probably not wording that question correctly. All right, I'll try it again. Here we go. You can always tell you're in the country of, you can always tell you're in the company of rednecks when their idea of fine dining involves a bucket of fried chicken and a 6-pack of beer. And guess what they consider the piece de resistance on their table? A can of Skull tobacco. It's like they're preparing it's like preparing for a gourmet meal in the back of a pickup truck. And that tobacco can, well, it's the Michelin-starred chef's secret sauce, and their dinner table doubles as a Michelin tire appreciation display.
Oh, okay.
Work it in there.
Yeah,
but you can
do some revisions. You can do some workshopping with AI to get the jokes to a little bit more finely tuned the way you want them.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. I've never done that. Mm-hmm. But that's good to know. There we go.
Okay.
So that's
Alan, do you have access to 4?
That's right. I'm on 3.5. Yeah, I got access to 4.
It says, sure, here's a lighthearted redneck-themed joke in the style of comedian John Reap. Why did the redneck cross the road? Because he heard the government was giving out free chicken on the other side. And he said, that's a deal even my cousin Earl wouldn't pass up.
Oh, no. Well, so now I'm going to tell it to, can you update the joke and replace free chicken with something funnier?
There you go. Right. Absolutely. Let's update that joke. Why did the redneck cross the road? Because he heard there was a fishing competition on the other side with a prize for the biggest catch. And he said, well, that's the only time I'd leave my truck for something other than barbecue.
No, that didn't quite work either.
4 is as lame as 3.
Maybe the whole cross the road premise might be like
funnier.
Limiting.
All right,
sticking with the cross the road.
Here we go. Why did the redneck cross the road to fetch his frisbee? When they asked why he threw a frisbee across the road, he said, I wanted my dog to meet the neighbors, but I'm too social distancing savvy to go myself.
No.
That's trying too hard right there.
It's trying way too hard. It kind of got away from the idea of it being a
I thought maybe we were going to get onto something here like the frisbee thing.
I did too.
Why did the redneck to fetch
Okay, so it's going to be a constant process, John, to get really, really good funny material. But I mean, I think you can do it.
Yeah.
You know how to work with this.
Well, what I'll do is be like, oh, I got an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Since we're doing this now.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to Cincinnati next.
Okay.
Write a stand-up comedy routine about Cincinnati being known as the Queen City when Charlotte, North Carolina is also known as the Queen City in the style of comedian John Reap. And see, because this could be a specific bit just for that crowd.
Now, I'm just worried the word routine is going to do a whole long show.
Right. How about just a
stand-up bit?
Yeah. What would you write the first time? You said joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah, that's
why
let's do it
as a stand-up
with
routine.
across the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a stand-up bit about Cincinnati being known as the Queen City when Charlotte, North Carolina is also known as the Queen City in the style of comedian John Reap.
Yeah.
I think I need a comma right there. Okay, here we go.
All right. Here's a stand-up bit in the style of John Reap, focusing on the Queen City conundrum. Okay. Have you ever noticed... Oh, yeah. Have you ever noticed how some cities have the same nickname? Take Cincinnati and Charlotte, for instance. Both claim to be the Queen City. Now, I'm from Hickory, North Carolina, so I'm a bit partial, but I got to say, it's like having two ants show up. Hey, it's moving. It's hard for me to read.
Yeah, I had to scroll a little bit.
Is it still going, or is it done right?
It was still building it, yeah, but I've got it stopped now for you.
All right, here we go. So I'm a bit partial, but I got to say, it's like having two ants show up to a family reunion, both claiming they make the best potato salad. So I'm thinking, how do we settle this? Maybe a queen off, like we could have Cincinnati and Charlotte face off in a royal rumble of sorts. We'll have categories: skyline beauty, sports teams, local cuisine, the stuff that really matters. Now, Skyline Chili is famous in Cincinnati. That's a franchise, a restaurant. So it's thrown in Skyline right there.
It should have queued off of that, though. I'm surprised it didn't. But anyway, yeah.
First off, Skyline. Here we go. First off, Skyline. Cincinnati's got that fancy schmancy Skyline with the, what's that word?
Carew Tower,
right?
Tower?
Charlotte's got, a lot of banks. So if you like money more than
good.
Art Deco, Charlotte's your queen.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Then sports. Cincinnati's got the Reds and the Bengals. Charlotte's got the Panthers and the Hornets. So it's like, do you prefer your heartbreak on the gridiron or the basketball court?
That's not bad either. All right, hold on. Let me scroll a little bit up. Here we go. Okay, this is the last part of it.
And let's talk foods. Cincinnati's got chili on spaghetti. I mean, who thought of that? Hey, you know what this Italian dish needs? A big old dollop of Texas. Meanwhile, Charlotte's over there with their barbecue saying, you can keep your chili spaghetti. We're just trying to figure out if vinegar or tomato-based sauce is the supreme ruler. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In the end, it's like choosing your favorite cousin at the family reunion. Both cities are great, but only one can wear the tiara. And as for me, I'm just here for the potato salad and maybe a bowl of that chili spaghetti. Hey, don't knock it till you try it. This bit uses playful comparisons and lighthearted humor to poke fun at the shared nickname situation in the style reminiscent of John Reap's approach to comedy.
Of course, you have to say that at the end of the bit, too.
So in other words, if you are from either of these cities, please don't hate me, says AI bot. Yeah. It's not bad.
I could work with this.
Yeah.
I could work with that.
There's definitely some stuff that could be made funnier, but I kind of like the whole queen off.
Okay, I could work with this.
Yeah.
A queen off. Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do, Alan, is I'll take that right there.
Okay.
And I'll kind of reword some things here and there and read it like I did at Charlotte in the generic one that I've been using, right? But I'll make it about that and see what happens.
think that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah. All right.
We're on our way. We're getting there.
Yeah. So at the end of the year, I'd like to record a new album.
By the end of this year, 2024.
Yeah.
New year that we're in. Okay.
Yep. And also a music. I want to try and figure out music. Like, you know how I did the one song.
Oh, yeah.
Are you AI music or just you doing music?
Want to make a John Reed musical?
You've talked about cover songs, which I like.
Yeah,
I think,
cover songs.
Parody songs.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to do a parody album.
Yeah.
Like a Weird Al Yankovic. But I want to know if ChatGPT or some AI bot can take my voice and make me sing.
Oh yeah, the singing ones are a lot easier to do than the speaking ones because
Really?
it's all just pitch. Yeah, so it's like all you do is you take a song and you just say, okay, we would take a sample of you singing and just slap it on it, and because it's all just pitch and it's like individual notes, it sounds a lot better than like a chatbot trying to speak like word for word.
Do that, Coble?
What's that?
Do you know how to do that, Coble? Because we're going to get on that.
I could get it done, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Let's get on that, Coble.
Yeah,
sounds like a
absolutely.
plan.
Yeah. So you got to make a video game for me and an album, music album.
Yeah.
And then stand up. All right.
Which is a perfect segue into what you brought up, Alan, neural networks. And
I wanted to bring this up first because this is actually a little related to what we just talked about with John basically replacing himself with an AI bot as a comedian is what he's talking about. So there's actually some precedent for this, John, in the news. This is as of December. This came out. AI-generated news anchors, are going to be debuting on news networks in 2024.
Oh, God.
So basically they're saying AI is going to generate news anchors. There will not be human beings reporting the news on some networks starting this year. How do we feel about that? Are they going to try
to look like avatars or actual real human beings? Are they going to try and trick us into thinking these are people? Or are they going to look like a cartoon version of us? Like, you know, right now I'm looking at Alan and Coble. Obviously that this is an avatar. But
what?
But you know what I'm saying? Like, they could make it look.
Well, here we go.
Try to look real. Yeah.
Reading the article, it says the AI avatars will be created from a scan of a real person with a digitally generated voice. So in other words, they're going to scan a news anchor. So, you remember who was one of our news anchors in Charlotte that we Bob Inman? You remember Bob Inman?
Yeah, I remember Bob Inman. Yeah.
Okay, Bob Inman. I mean, is he still alive?
I don't know.
Anyway, he was always my favorite. I like Bob Inman.
Yeah,
but if they wanted to scan Bob Inman top to bottom digitally, then they're going to create an AI avatar of him that's going to look like him, but they're going to use digitally generated voice using probably a voice print, kind of like we've done for you.
Yeah.
So then the idea is that these avatars are going to read the news, but they can actually customize the news to you, a specific viewer. So John, if you're watching online, you're watching this news broadcast, and they know it's you watching, the news could actually be customized where this avatar is going to read you news that they know is going to be more appealing to you.
Really?
So you're not watching the news everybody else is watching. Okay?
That's not good.
It says this AI-generated human made to look real will report the news, though devoid of any real emotion. So kind of like now, right? I mean,
I kind of like that though. I mean, what's one of the biggest beefs people have with news now, right? Is that it's very opinionated. Like Fox News is this way, MSNBC, CBS, whatever. They're this way, but everyone loved back in the day. Everyone says like we miss Walter Cronkite. Right?
Yeah.
Walter Cronkite was supposed to be the most respected news journalist ever because he was impartial. Like he did not inject his own opinions into the news. He just read you the facts.
It's true.
So maybe this will be a way of getting back to that.
That's actually not a bad point. I mean, yeah, because I actually don't like it when news reporters try to inject their own. Now, I like them to have a little personality.
Yeah.
But I don't want them injecting any opinions in the stories.
Right. Unless it's a different show, and that's what the show is.
Yeah,
but
if it's an opinion-based show, that's fine. But if I just want somebody at the 7 o'clock news giving me 20 minutes of the national news, I don't want them giving commentary on it. I just want them to tell us what's going on.
So do you guys still watch the news? Because I know a lot of people don't anymore. Like there's just so many ways to get
watch the news. Yeah. I my routine. I like to get up, turn on the news, have coffee, crack the laptop open, and start working as the news is sort of playing in the background. And when something catches my eye, I kind of look up and see what it is. It's more of like background noise.
But all they're really talking about with this is, so this is an actual news network that's starting up called Channel One.
Okay.
They're wanting it to be AI generated. It's the first AI powered news network. The goal is to give every viewer their own personalized broadcast. So the idea is that, like, if you open up a web browser and you go to a news website, like one that you subscribe to or you log into, and it knows all the stuff you're into, like you've said, I want to hear about technology, I want to hear about sports, I want to hear about this. All this is saying is that now this avatar, when you log in, it's just going to be reading you your news.
Right.
But as a digital avatar voice, like a news anchor voice doing it.
I wonder if that
I'm okay
means,
with that.
Do you get to choose what it looks like too? I mean,
I'm sure you do. I'm sure you get to choose your newscaster.
Yeah.
You probably have like a group of them, male, female ones. You decide which one you want to hear from. And then you probably go in and tell it, I want to hear all news about Carolina Panthers. I want to hear all news about AI. I want to hear all news about this. And it's going to read you like a news broadcast, your news.
It's kind of like what Twitter does now when you go to like what's trending. And then there's another one that says what's trending for you. Like there's two different ones. And you can see like this is what's all over the world people are talking about. But here's ones we think you're going to be interested in that are trending. But all
it's doing is that same idea. It's taking the Twitter for you. And it's saying, well, now let's just have a digital AI person stand up in front of you on a video and read the news to you.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
I'll check it out. I'm interested to see what it's going to do. I mean, as long as it's not, and who knows, it could go that way, take over the actual television news.
Well,
Coble,
it says right now, of course, many journalists are worried about their future in the news industry.
They should be. Good. All they do is read from a teleprompter. They don't even write the news, right? They just report it. So why would we even need to spend money on these human beings to begin with?
Can I say something that might be kind of controversial? And I hope there's not any news reporters listening to this.
Right.
If someone is truly just a news anchor and they're not actually out there investigating, they're not actually writing their own stories, they're not doing any research work, they're just sitting there reading the news, I want that to be automated. I'm sorry. I just don't see the point in having that. So
right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, really, because all it is now is like it's just a human being that looks aesthetically pleasing.
Right. Yes.
For you to absorb the news in a visual and audio way. And that can be easily done with avatars now.
Well, and it also bugs me too sometimes. And I'm not saying all of them do this, but I have seen enough times where they read a story that's terribly, terribly sad.
Yeah, right.
But because they either are just kind of not really paying attention or whatever, they do it with like a smile on their face and they kind of take it real, like they read it almost lightheartedly because they're just not thinking. They're not reading ahead. They're not planning the story. They're just like, I'm just reading. I'm going to have a smile on. But it's about a massacre at a nursery, like all these babies died. It's like that wouldn't happen with AI because at least with AI, it's like, nope, just give me the news. Just read it in a way that I can follow it and don't put any emotion to it,
Yeah. Right. Yes. I also don't like it when news anchors, they feel like they have to have a little bit of banter between each other before they to throw in their opinion about like something that happened in the news before they read the next story. And sometimes it's horrible. Like it doesn't make any sense. It's not good. Like they're not good at that. We don't have to worry about that anymore. What we will miss out on is bloopers. Yeah,
I was going to say there's no more bloopers.
Yeah. So that part will go away. I do like it when they start laughing at inappropriate stuff and they can't help it. That's some of the funniest ones.
It's a small thing to lose, but it's worth the trade-off for me. So,
all right. So here's a compromise.
Yeah.
How about serious news is avatars? Okay. Weather is just going to be a crazy person. That'll be a human being, but it'll just be a crazy person. We had one of those guys in Charlotte for a while. I forgot his name, but he was all up on cocaine and he got busted for possession of cocaine, and he was. Oh, what was his dang name? Look it up. Who's got the thing right now?
I got
Look up crazy weatherman from Charlotte, and then throw in cocaine, and you can see cocaine charges or something like that.
Mark Mathis.
Mark Mathis. Yes, this dude was hilarious. Like he would get coked up before he'd do the weather, and you could tell.
Oh, I remember him.
Yeah.
Yes. Here,
let's play this. So I think for the weather, we need Mark Mathis's back because it's just weather. We can get that from our phones. No one really cares about the weather.
We watch it really for more entertainment value anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Now, do I throw it back to you guys, or do I throw it to a break, or do I say stay tuned because we're going to be on the edge, or what should we do here? Let's just go back. Huh? Yes. Where can you go to get married to a man? Where can you go, really? Hawaii? New Jersey? Then you go to New Jersey. Boston? Massachusetts? Yeah. Should I just move along? Is this kind of a sensitive subject for everybody? Good gosh. Did the whole place just get quiet or what? Miranda, come here real quick. Come here. Hurry, please. Please, hurry. This is very crucial. Seriously. This is from Old Navy. No, what's underneath? It looks like it's from Victoria's Secret. What are we wearing, Rick? What are you wearing? You're letting these people wear around here? 63. I'm sorry? Aren't you wearing? Yes, and I have a thong on. Yeah, I need something. And that's the way the weather is. Whether or not you like it, I just did it. What's the problem? What? Come here. Come here. Hurry. Here. Well, no, what's wrong? What's wrong?
I don't understand why you're picking on me.
I'm not picking on you.
Nothing's wrong with
It's just that you're an easy target. You're right there on camera 1.
3.
You're
on camera 9. Do the weather.
Ooh, sassy. I like it. Sassy. Is this?
All right. So, yes,
They kept this guy wild.
I remember this guy. I do remember this guy.
Well, he started in Dallas, and then he came to Charlotte and got in trouble here, and they fired him. But actually, right after my special, Metro Jethro, I looked him up, and I had him introduce me to the crowd. Like, he came out and introduced me to the crowd because I thought he was, insane. It's kind of funny, right?
So what's he doing now?
I don't know. He might be in Dallas. He went back to Texas. I'm not sure.
I see. Mark,
yeah, he got fired from
Mathis,
Charlotte 18.
Weatherman.
What's Mark Mathis up to? It'd be cool if you could just type that in.
He's at KUSI News.
All right. Good for him.
Meteorologist in San Diego, California.
Oh, yeah. Well, when Fox Edge came out, Fox Network was trying to be edgy. Like, they even wanted their news to be kind of crazy, like edgy. Mm-hmm. So I think that was part of what they were doing, was letting him do his thing.
Yeah.
But he didn't get fired. I mean, they didn't care about him being crazy. He just got fired for getting caught with coke.
Yeah. They'll do it.
But, okay, so back to the news. I want Mark Mathis's for weather.
Okay.
And I want AI avatars for serious news.
Yeah. Now, what about entertainment news? You got all the gossip, pop culture, all that. Do we still want a real person to do that, right?
If we're going to do that, then we might as well just go ahead and employ porn stars.
Okay, just go all the way on that extreme.
Yeah, because you really they're just trying to be hot anyway. They're trying to be kind of cute and bubbly and sexy and saucy. This is about this. This is a racy topic. So go ahead and just do it. Coble's got his hand raised.
It was just your hand raising, Coble, or you did. Your hand popped up.
I saw your hand just fly up in the air.
I think he just got excited about the talk.
That wasn't his hand.
So let me back up then. So, all right, for serious news, the actual guy at the main anchor, we want to be an AI digital chatbot, just reading the news.
Like Max.
But when he says,
just kidding.
But when he says, now it's time for the weather, let's move over to our meteorologist, Mark Mathis. Then he goes to Mark Mathis, and Mark Mathis is coked out and ready to go and loud.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then Mark's like, now let's go over to Candy for our entertainment news, and it'll be porn star Candy doing the entertainment gossip news.
One that you have recognized before So we need like a famous one.
A famous one. So we need like Jenna Jameson.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, all right.
Because it's just like, why not? At that point, I'm not saying she's doing porn.
Right.
I don't know what Jenna Jameson's doing these days, but somebody well known in the porn industry ought to be an entertainment reporter.
So those what other kind of reporting are we going to worry
sports.
about?
What do we do for sports?
Sports. Well, I have two schools of thought about that.
Okay, all right.
On the one hand, I do enjoy a good sports nerd person who really loves stats, actually really enjoys the game and knows random things that I don't know. But they don't have experience playing the game.
Yeah.
And then you've got the other one where there's athletes who've played the game and they have a different sort of point of view about the sport or whatever, but they're not always good at talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
and
maybe
I hate to
here's
say
where,
this,
go ahead.
As much of a UNC Carolina Tar Heel basketball fan as I am, we don't have a good track history for our players making it to the commentator desk and sounding really good.
Right. Okay, right.
They just don't. So,
yeah. Well, who are you thinking of specifically?
Well, I mean, look, bless his heart. I love him to death.
Right.
But Joel Berry, one of our former point guards, is now on ESPN and does some studio commentary on college basketball. And I just don't think he's very good. So,
yeah. Well, but here's where maybe we go back to the avatar or artificial intelligence, where we scan the athlete, right? Okay. The one of your favorite athletes, maybe like I don't know, Neon Dion or whatever. Right. Although he was actually pretty good.
He's entertaining on his own. He's good.
Yeah, he's entertaining. Yeah. But so if you just have an athlete scanned and then you let the actual nerds come up with the AI news or the sports news.
Oh, so
then it can combine both.
Reading it in a famous sports celebrity body and voice, but it's still written by somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Correct. That's what I'm thinking. That might be good.
Does it have to be an athlete who's still alive? Could we go back and get a older athlete that we're a fan of? Like if I want to go back and get Mickey 100%. Mantle to read my sports news to me?
I think that's even better than someone who's alive.
I'd be okay with that.
I would love it if I could watch Walter Cronkite give the serious news.
Okay.
We got Jenna Jameson, and we got Mark Mathis on weather. Okay. And then we've got, I'm thinking Jim Thorpe on sports.
Yeah. Okay. Jim Thorpe comes back for sports.
But with the mind of, someone who knows more about all of it, than maybe or could talk better. So
so it's a combination of AI and real people, because there are a couple of real people we'd really like to still have involved in the news.
Right.
Here's one human I don't want to see replaced by an AI chatbot or AI digital version. When they do like during the elections and the guys get the big boards that they go up and do all the cool zooming in on the map and showing all the stats and the numbers. Kornacki, what's his name? Steve Kornacki, who does that with the big digital board. I don't want that replaced. That's hilarious. I always find it so much fun. Guy? Well, I like it when they try to manage that big board and have it do things and it doesn't do what it's supposed to do.
Wait, can you pull that up? Because I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about.
All right, so let's do this. This is Steve Kornacki big board mishaps.
What network is this on?
They have, each of them have one. CNN has a big board. MSNBC has a big board. I'm sure Fox News has a big board. Yeah. This is where they get up there and they do their.
Oh, like during elections and stuff. They're like, this county is reported in.
Here we go.
The vote. Yeah.
Stephen
I got you.
Our Christmas gifts.
I love this guy, by the way.
Yeah.
Steve Kornacki is
Figure it out
awesome.
in a few minutes, but we have the first
But they
round
try
of
to
national
negotiate
lasers
with
beta.
that board,
Of
and
course,
they
these
use their
numbers won't
hands, and
tell
they're
us
trying to
the
zoom in and pinch and
Yeah.
zoom and all that. When it crashes or when it goes bad, I want to see a human being react to that. I don't want to see that like handled by AI.
Yeah, all right, we'll keep that because there'll be room for the bloopers to happen from time to time.
For the votes,
Yeah.
Oh, it's not even showing it. I don't know what this video was
polls up
trying to
ahead, the
say.
RNC and DNC chairs.
Anyway,
I know
you
what
get
you're
the
talking
idea.
about.
Yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Every network has a big board now.
Right.
I didn't know if
want
you were
the big
talking about
board-
sports in general.
No, I want the big board guy still to be a human.
Right. Okay.
That would be my recommendation, my
Yeah.
preference. But
All right. Well, this is going to be interesting. When do they say it's going to come out? This Channel 1.
it says as early as February.
Oh, cool. You know what else comes out in February, guys?
What's that?
The new Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
finally.
do you know somebody who's going to be on the show this season?
I do. I know. I will be in it.
Oh,
Larry David will be in it.
oh, is he? Is he returning for it? Okay, good.
He's going to return. Yeah. And so finally they have a date. You know, the writer's strike and the actors strike delayed it for a long time. So I think February 4th, maybe.
Yeah, February
is the
4th.
start. Yeah. Okay.
All right. You don't know what episode you're in.
Do they describe them at all?
Let's see.
If there's descriptions in it, might be able to piece it together.
Okay, Larry plays the ultimate social assassin at a dinner party, on the golf course, and a Palestinian restaurant. That's not it, right?
No, that's just a general description.
Oh, no. Each of these is a description of the episode. So here's one who plays a version. Oh, no, that one's a generic one. But the one before was pretty specific. It said episode 2, he plays at a dinner party, on the golf course, and at a Palestinian restaurant with phenomenal chicken.
Probably won't be in that one.
Episode 4, that one's a generic one. So, no, we don't have any episode descriptions yet.
Well, it should be in maybe 2 episodes, 1 or 2.
And it's the final season, too. You may
Yeah. That's what they said. But haven't they said that before? Or they just...
I think they're pretty... It sounds like they're pretty solid this time. So you will be the last person to be able to say, I was on this show.
Right. No one
can say it after you. So.
That's right. Took me 12 seasons to get there.
Well, they saved the best for last.
There you go.
That's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
Have they put out a trailer for the season?
I haven't seen it. I haven't heard. I haven't even seen a promo for it or anything on HBO. But I'm excited for that. Yeah. Well, Coble, you've been quiet over there, buddy.
We've been talking a lot about the news.
I'm so excited to announce.
You don't watch the news.
Coble doesn't watch the news.
I see you.
The way I get my news is from a fish on TikTok who talks in an AI voice and just yells the news at you.
You already have that in a way. You're already getting your news that way.
Yeah, no, seriously. There's this fish. Yeah, that's actually how I get my news. There's an account on TikTok that's the news fish from SpongeBob, and it just yells at you the news. And
you like this?
Oh,
I love it. It's very short and straightforward, and he just yells the news at you, and then you go about your day.
Do you get to see videos of things that happen in the news, or is it just him yelling?
No,
For example, there was a big earthquake in Japan that just happened.
Yeah,
and I like watching the footage of the earthquake.
This fish will show you media clips.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay.
Breaking news! Residents of Nova Scotia, Canada are being evacuated after...
I'm living in the timeline.
Yes, so anyway, that's what he does.
Sources. Breaking news! Residents of Nova Scotia, Canada are being evacuated after...
So that's how you hear your news.
That's how I get my news. It's the fish from SpongeBob.
I'm not sure
everyone loves it.
Yeah, bring on the AI people. That's fine.
I wonder how many people watch that. You think
a lot of people? People like this guy is like, it's like we're all getting our news from this fish on TikTok.
So he actually is. They actually have this fish reading the real news.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, it's an AI generated voice of the fish from SpongeBob.
Is it on TikTok? Where is it?
Yeah, TikTok I think is his primary. I don't know the account name.
You know what would be good for our generation, Alan, is Max Headroom.
Oh, yeah. Why not have Max Headroom read the news?
He was already, he's old school. He's been around forever. And that was in the 80s they talked about it.
Followers. That's
breaking news. Justin Bieber. Breaking news! Russian President Vladimir Putin has declared war on Ukraine. He announced that Russia will be conducting a military operation in the Donbas region of Ukraine. Multiple Ukrainian.
That's kind of how I want to hear the news about, the invasion of a country. By another country that want a giant fish head to tell me all about it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, it's very. I mean,
we've come a long way, haven't we, from Walter Cronkite to a fish.
Well, like you
Walter
said,
Cronkite is somewhere in the afterlife watching this, being like, "Oh God,
yeah,
what has happened? What has happened?"
And the fish, they don't show much emotion, so they're pretty impartial. It doesn't sound like he has his own opinions about these things.
No, he's just telling you what's going on in the world.
Right. I'm okay with the impartiality of it, but
I think if I were going to choose an animal, I would do an owl because they seem wise. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I trust this fish. But he's already famous from SpongeBob, apparently.
Yeah, or maybe we do the owl from the Tootsie Pop commercial.
Tootsie Roll, yeah. But see now that owl, he's full of shit, isn't he?
That's true.
He's a liar.
So I don't know if I can trust that owl.
That's a good
but I like you were going because he's a celebrity owl.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I'm thinking just a stoic, wise snow owl.
But if you ever see one, like I used to have an owl that would come into our backyard and hang out. Whenever you see an owl, you stop and you watch and you pay attention to it.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's just staring at you. And like you said, no emotion.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like if that owl were to start reading the news to me, I would totally pay attention.
Yeah. Like if you're staring at him and all of a sudden he's just like the war in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yes. Tell me more.
Off like, good morning, Alan. Did you hear? I just flew in. Yeah.
But then it's gonna get real dark. Now it's like, now follow me, Alan. Come with me.
Right.
I mean, let me show you the news.
Deeper in the woods, and I'll tell you more news.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe here we're onto something. Maybe our news, we could go all animals. So like the serious news is an owl, and then if we want to go like entertainment news, we get a parrot.
All right.
Something with a lot of color and flashy and likes to dress up, and then maybe for sports,
like a panther, like a jaguar.
Well,
I was going to stick with birds, but
panther's not the top of my mind right now for anything related to sports. But
that's why I changed it to a jaguar.
yeah. Or it could be like a bear or something, some sort of like bear in sports, like big brawly bear.
I was thinking maybe we just do like Winnie the Pooh and Friends, like do the whole news, all the news.
And Winnie's the serious one, and the sports would be Tigger, right?
Yep.
All right, that does remind me, John. How's your battery life looking?
Well, I just plugged it in. I've got a cord here, and I managed to plug it in, and it looks like it's being charged. So I think I'm okay.
Well, I just picked up on a segue that you brought up. You brought up the Winnie the Pooh. Mm-hmm. Okay, that reminds me. So you guys heard that the original version of Mickey Mouse, the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey Mouse, copyright has run out.
Yep.
So the original Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse is now up for public domain. People can use.
I did just see that. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So somebody has already made a horror movie with Steamboat Willie.
Yeah.
So the original Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse doesn't look like the current Mickey Mouse.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the let's see. Actually, we can kind of pull up.
And I guess Disney just had no interest in keeping the copyright?
No, I think it's copyright laws.
It's been however many years. Yeah, 100 years, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, it's 1928 when it came out, so interesting.
So this is the Steamboat Willie we're talking about, right?
The one that whistles. Yep.
Yep.
This is the very first animation.
So right now, anybody can use this version of Mickey Mouse for any purpose they want to.
Yeah.
However, here's the thing. You cannot use anything that looks like a more modern Mickey Mouse. Mm-hmm. So it has to be exactly like this. If you start to add any elements that look like newer Mickey Mouse, which Walt Disney still owns the copyright for, they can still sue you.
Yeah.
So it has to be just this Steamboat Willie one in its purest form.
Yep.
But that's where somebody has done a horror film announced.
Right.
Steamboat Willie horror film announced as Mickey Mouse enters the public domain.
Yeah.
So they're
Didn't
saying,
this happen to another character not long ago?
Winnie the Pooh. It was Winnie the Pooh.
Oh,
yeah,
it was Winnie
that's
the Pooh.
the transition from
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh.
Right.
And they actually came out with it, and I didn't watch it, but I know my parents did, and it was just Winnie the Pooh killing everybody.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey was the movie that came out. It actually went to the theaters. It came to the AMC in Hickory.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No way. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey? Oh,
Yes.
that's hilarious.
It was a slasher movie with the Willie the Pooh characters. So now we're going to have a Steamboat Willie horror movie and a whole bunch of other stuff, I'm sure.
Well, hopefully they can combine the two. It'll be like Kong versus Godzilla version of
a little crossover.
Yeah, why not? It's free game now. I guess we can do what we want. Now, how can we take advantage of this, guys? What should we do with Steamboat Willie now that it's up for grabs? And can you copyright it? Can I go like, well, I know it's ran out for Disney, but can I pay for it?
Can we take it now?
Yeah. Does that mean it's that Disney can't own it, but other people can? Like, I don't know how the copyright law works.
Yeah,
Very
I'm not quite
complicated.
sure either.
Yeah.
I mean, I can imagine. I'm sure if it was available to get copyrighted by somebody else,
Somebody would have
else would have
grabbed
done it, or Disney would have done it. They just paid all the
So now
lawyers
it's
to
just
be
like-
there and available. So
after 100 years, anything's up for grabs, huh?
so it says it's in the public along with Minnie, Tigger, and some other stuff.
That's interesting.
The way it says is that the public has gained the right to creatively use the breakout black and white Disney characters strictly as they appear in the 1928 animated short film.
They didn't have a voice back then, did it? So I wonder if you try to make it, if you gave it a voice, it can't sound like the current Mickey Mouse. So it's got to sound like something totally different.
I don't know. I've never seen the full animation, but I think it's just like music.
He just whistles, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we could use it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's dying to see old Steamboat Willie turned into something else. I mean, there's no. I saw a good movie the other day. I saw the new Wonka film, the prequel.
Oh yeah, was it good?
I liked it.
Okay,
I liked it. Cool. I mean, what's that actor's name? The guy
Timothy Chalamet.
I think he did a great job. The Oompa Loompa character didn't come till towards the end, but it was good. Hugh Grant.
Yep.
And they had a little bit of a musical aspect to it. Mm-hmm. Some of the songs were good. Mm-hmm. I mean, just because I'm old and I was tired, I did kind of doze off at one point. But for the 80% of the film I saw, I liked it a lot. I would recommend to go see it.
You missed the.
Did you go to the movie theater, or
terrible.
did you have a way of watching it at home?
I went to the movie theater.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I went me, Jody, Lainey, and her boyfriend.
Nice.
And it was good. It does make you want chocolate.
Oh,
so I would advise go ahead and getting some snacks.
I've got a screener of that movie at home I can watch. I need to check out still.
Yeah.
Alan, did you ever watch Rebel Moon?
No, I did not.
Okay, John, I'm assuming you haven't watched it yet.
Maybe. Is that the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
No.
No, what's that one?
This is a new one on Netflix called Rebel Moon. It's a Zack Snyder film.
Oh, you're thinking about Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah, that's what I did watch that. I liked it too.
Very different movie.
Yeah, this is a new one. It's very Star Wars-esque. It was like Zack Snyder wanted to make like a Star Wars universe, and it's part one of a series. I think part two comes out in like March or something.
Oh,
it was interesting, and I don't want to say much more about it until one of you watches it. And hear your opinions. But
tell me the name of it again.
Rebel Moon.
Rebel Moon. All right.
I will say you'll fall asleep probably. Like it's like I almost fell asleep, and it's kind of long, and it should not have been as long as it was, in my opinion. But anyway.
All right. Well, I'm gonna write that down. Rebel Moon, and I'd also like to watch. And I saw a preview for it, but I don't know what it's about. It looks like it's on Disney Plus and Hulu. It looks like it's a new series with that actor who played in the crazy guy in Full Metal Jacket that killed himself. That actor, he's been on lots of stuff.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Yes. Mm-hmm. He plays but I don't know if it's based off of a Disney, Marvel type character.
Oh, you're talking about Echo.
Yes.
Yeah.
What is that?
So Echo is a Marvel Comics character.
Okay.
And it is one of those Marvel TV shows.
Yes.
She showed up first in the Hawkeye show that was on like a year or two ago.
All right.
But now this is a show about her, and Vincent D'Onofrio plays the Kingpin, who's a big villain.
So when I saw the promo, it looked like it was like a mob. A mob type movie or series.
It's the first Marvel TV show or movie to be rated like the equivalent of rated R. Like
TV
good.
Yes.
Here we go. Mm-hmm. I might be into this. I might have to start
be violent. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I had Jody start watching Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, yeah.
That came out, 20 years ago or something. It's really good. It does make you want to drink bourbon on a big chunk of ice in a nice glass.
That's every night of my life.
All right, cool. Yeah. So, all right. What moon? Killer Moon? Killer Moon? Rebel Moon and Echo. Let's watch those things.
Yeah, we'll report back.
Rebel Moon sounds like it'll be very long. You might doze off.
Yep.
Echo is a TV show. Hopefully, they're not going to require you to have watched all the other Marvel stuff to understand it.
Right.
Yeah.
Good deal. Well, I think we've talked enough for today.
I think we're good. Yeah, this is.
I hope the listeners are liking it, and they don't tell our secret that I'm going to have a new album at the end of the year that I didn't write.
It just stays within this audience. That's one of the perks of being a listener.
Don't tell all the lame
show.
people that don't listen to this show.
Yeah. It's one of the perks of being a listener is you know the secret. Yeah.
Yeah. Keep the secret, and only you will know. And, hey, hit the share button. Rate, review, subscribe, and share. Tell the world about us. And, leave a comment somewhere.
Right. We're on iTunes. We're on Apple. You can leave a comment there.
Oh, yeah. Leave us a comment in the iTunes.
Leave us a review for sure there.
Write a review and then maybe even ask us a question, and we will respond that way. Isn't that funny? We could use the reviews as a way of them leaving comments.
Right. They could leave us a question in the review.
Right.
We take their review. I say we feed it into our ChatGPT and have ChatGPT create a response to their question.
I like
that we can then read on the next show.
While we're here, do you want to pull up to see if we got any new ones? I haven't even looked at them in a minute.
Yeah. Well, let's hold on. I'll pull out a screen.
We've been kind of doing this as sort of a pastime, but once we get
a little incognito, but we're gonna we're ramping it up.
Great 5 stars. I so enjoy this podcast. The humorous way, the various subject our approach cracks me up. Plus, they're incredibly informative. Looks like
that must have been an AI generated review.
Pastor Gary Rife.
Do we know a Gary Rife?
No.
Do we know a pastor?
I do know one pastor.
Is he named Jeff?
No, I can't remember.
Or no, Luke. I'm sorry. No. Who was it? It was Pastor Gary. Do you know Pastor Gary?
Is that the whole
my
reviewer?
grandfather's actually Pastor Gary, but his last name is not Rife.
Interesting.
Yes.
All right. Well, go write us a new review.
We need some more new ones. Yeah.
Ask us a question, and then we'll answer it here with you next time on AI Absolute Ignorance with me, John Reap, and Alan and Coble. And sometimes John Heffron. Yeah. All right, boys. Did I leave anything out?
Nope.
That was good.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.
You demand John Reap.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.